NFL Network presents the Lexus Halftime Report.
Look who's not joshing around in Nashville in the first half. Josh Johnson in his 7th career start, 7 completions in 10 attempts, including a touchdown toss to Michael Floyd. Washington, 1 up on Tennessee and Nashville. And with that, we welcome you to the StubHub Center. Of course, it'll be the Chargers and the Ravens back end of our NFL Network doubleheader tonight. Got a pair of Hall of Famers in Michael Irvin, LaDainian Tomlinson, Steve Smith with more than 1,000 career catches. I'm Chris Rose. And, guys, the big news to come out of the first half at Tennessee, what happened with Marcus Mariota. They're driving late in the half. Mariota sacked for the 2nd time in the half. He goes down with an apparent injury, replaced by Blaine Gabbert. So if they have to go to their backup in the second half, Michael Irvin, what does that do to the Titans offense?
But I tell you what, first of all, that was a hard tackle right there.
Yeah.
You know that hurts right there. That's exactly what they're trying to eliminate from the game, where you're throwing quarterbacks down like that. But what we will see, and Derrick Henry only had 7 rushes that half. Trust me, he will get many more rushes in the second half if Blaine Gabbert has to be the quarterback, because you have to get then, LT, go through that running game and not put everything on Blaine Gabbert in his arm.
I completely agree with you, Mike. And the one thing that they don't have without Mariota is his athletic ability. So Blaine Gabbert is going to have to make some throws, Steve.
Stationary stand is what they call him. But they need to run the ball, give Henry the opportunity to display what he's done the last couple of games, which is run downhill, finish with his pass forward, and get 200 yards, because check down Charlie, Blaine Gabbert is not going to make it happen.
You didn't just call him check down Charlie, did you?
You call check down Charlie in station. What you call him?
Stationary stand.
Stationary stand.
He's not Marcus Mariota. Sorry.
And he's not Lamar Jackson, who we will talk about coming up as well. And Philly Riv didn't bring all of his kids. He would have needed a Greyhound bus to get them all here. We'll preview game 2 of our double dip right after this.
The Week 16 NFL Special Saturday doubleheader concludes tonight at 8:20 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network. Stream games on mobile with the NFL and Yahoo Sports apps. This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
It's not the critic who counts. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. Who strives valiantly. Who comes short again and again. Who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. His place will never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
That is the passion that Michael Irvin brings to every show he does. And tonight you can see him getting you all set for the Ravens and Chargers. Kick a little after 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on NFL Network. And good news for the Chargers. They welcome back Melvin Gordon, expected to be active after missing the last 3 games with a sprained knee. They're going to need him against the #1 defense, total defense, and scoring defense.
You look ready. You know these kids wearing fanny packs.
I think it looks good.
Right.
Looks
They're moving
good.
back to it.
All right, so what does his return to the lineup mean, LT?
Well, he definitely brings balance to his offense. And tonight, guys,
Steve is
you
crazy.
gotta have the balance tonight against Baltimore. If you try to drop back and throw the ball 35, 40 times against this Baltimore Ravens defense, you're setting yourself up for failure. So he brings that physical identity that you got to have against this football team. He sets the tempo for him, brings energy, and he will run tough once he get out there.
And they're getting They're getting Gordon back, but they're also getting back from injury Keenan Allen, one of the best receivers in the game today. I always talk about this man. He has quarterback knowledge, but playing the wide receiver position. Keenan Allen is down here, and he's running a simple in route. They're trying to disguise the coverage as a single high, but you see they drop back in a 2D zone. Look at the patience in which he runs that square in. He gears in on the safety. He runs past the corner and runs the route off the safety. A beautiful in cut. The patience is what makes that play for the quarterback and gives him that open spot. Keenan Allen, one of the best in the game at running routes.
Dealing with a hip pointer as well. That's why he was limited to just a half against the Kansas City Chiefs. What about when the Ravens have the ball? 4-1 with Lamar Jackson as the starter. No secret to what they're doing, right?
No, it's no secret at all. What they're doing is they're not passing the ball. They're running the ball with Lamar Jackson.
Effectively.
Very effectively. Leading the league in the 4 games. But let's look at the tape. As a wide receiver, I have a personal problem with this. We got 5 wides. It looks good. Are we going to throw it? Hell no, we're not throwing the ball because the center is leaking out. Because that tells me I ran a phantom passes. It was a 23-yard gain, which is excellent. I love it. But
you coming out the game.
Play this AFC team, the Chargers, you have to throw the ball because we've seen if you sit back and try to do the smoke and mirrors, they will make you pay. And also, too, if that was me, I'd be sitting on the sideline.
Now they played the Chiefs pretty good with that running up and down. And I thought that was interesting.
They took that L,
in the end, it came down to the lack of ability of throwing the football.
But he can throw the ball, though.
He can.
Well, they need to let him.
They
need to let him throw it.
By the way, since Lamar Jackson became the starter in Week 11, he is the 5th leading rusher in the NFL.
What does he play?
What's that? Quarterback. Yeah, he can play a little bit. Well, there's a guy that can play a little baseball. Mookie Betts, a Tennessee native, world champion with the Boston Red Sox. Will he provide some luck to the Titans in the second half? Find out next.
Can he throw?
Thank you for watching the Lexus Halftime Report.